Hello and welcome back to the Super Heavyweight YouTube channel, where in today's episode we will continue with the FIFA 22 career mode with Tottenham Hotspur being played on difficulty mode of world class. So before I continue, it's transfer deadline day, and for those who are new to the channel, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to support the channel, and those who have already subscribed, please make sure to like and comment on the video. So before I continue with transfer deadline day, just want to inform you of the budget that we have, around 185 million. Of course, we're still looking to sell Harry Kane. As you can see, he's in the team. We've purchased Ansu Fati. For those who are playing career mode, you have to sign Ansu Fati. He's only worth 16 million, and that's a bargain to be had. If we can't get Harry Kane, a couple of the players that I'm interested in looking at is, if I just quickly show you that we'd probably make a bid for, is Hudson-Odoi. As a winger, he's only 20 years old. Kurt Zouma possibly as a centre-back, but I'd rather give Tanganga a chance. Declan Rice is one that we could probably get for around 50-55 million. And of course, probably look for a centre-back. I think Samuel Umtiti will be the one. So let's just see what happens. After about 5 hours, we can possibly go and make some of those deals. But let's just hope we can get Harry Kane off the book. So, of course, I'd rather play Son or Lucas Moura up front, and we'll see what happens. So, let's just have a look at how things transpire. Nicolas Pepe, that's a good signing for Leicester, I think. And, of course, I'm sure you've heard the big news. The Saudis have taken over Newcastle, and it's going to be interesting to see who they sign. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, we can't seem to offload any of our players, so we're now going to have to start really considering making some last minute deals. So what I'll do is, it'll be a good way to see if anyone's interested in any of our players, but it looks like they're not. So well, we've got 3 hours. I think it's probably time to probably look at someone like Declan Rice. So let's see if we can quickly get him on board. So Declan Rice obviously can play as a certain defensive midfielder and a centre midfielder. So he's someone going for around 46 million. I think we'll just go straight to getting him for, say, 50 million. So for this episode, I'll just go through the transfers, but there is copyright on those. But because the channel's not monetized, it shouldn't really make a difference. So let's just go and offer, let's do 50 million pounds. Let's see what they say. I know we did sell Højbjerg, but I just think I'd like to have Declan Rice. That's much closer to how we'll accept that transfer. We'd also like to cancel that. Remove sell-on clause. Even though I don't plan to sell him, let's go to 53. I'm sure that would be enough. So 53 million for Declan Rice, so we're happy with that. I'll also do Callum Hudson-Odoi while we've got some money in the bank. Just get a young player on the books, and of course eventually I'm sure we'll sell Harry Kane. So 20 million. Now of course we did have an offer for 135 million for Harry Kane. Unfortunately I pressed the wrong button, but these things happen. As I said, I'm not new to FIFA. Let's try a 22 million pound bid. Let's see what they'll do. Happy with that, 22 million pounds. So that's 50, 60, 75 million for two English players who I think, if Callum Hudson-Odoi plays regularly for Chelsea, I think he'll be in there. So let's just go and see what wages he's currently on. Don't quite know, so I'll just go and negotiate directly with the player. So that'll be two really big signings that we've made, youngsters at the club. So this bit sometimes comes up as copyright, not that we want to do it. So let's see what they've got to say. Discuss these. Right, I'm going to see if I can get rotation under the belt. Let's see if they'll accept that. They don't look too happy. Important, fine, we'll accept that. Just being a bit cheeky. I got Ansu Fati as sporadic, so that's why I tried that. So current wage, definitely want it for 5 years. 22 years old. We like Salmon. I hope they don't put in a release clause. Excellent. I mean, what a fantastic player. I mean, Newcastle, they're looking to start a renaissance, and I think this one would be Declan Rice. I think having a fantastic defensive midfielder that would be there at the club for 10 years, I think this would be a perfect opportunity. They've given me the wages, I'm happy with that. Let's get him on the books. That's a fantastic signing. So essentially we've literally sold Højbjerg, and we've got Declan Rice, and we're both fantastic players, but of course this is a player that could be around for many years, and I think Newcastle, as part of their first signing, should sign both of these players, Declan Rice and Callum Hudson-Odoi. Of course, let's negotiate with him. Let's get them both in, see what happens. Of course, we have a lot of wingers at the club. The plan was to sell Harry Kane, so we can put Son or Lucas Moura up front, and then these wingers such as Traore, Hudson-Odoi, Ansu Fati and Steven Bergwijn. So he's a prospect, so that's really good. We want a 5-year contract for him as well. Might even put him out on loan, get him out to play some games. We're not looking for a release fee. That's excellent. But as I say, if Newcastle want some advice from the super heavyweight, it's a case of signing these two players that I've just put together. Wages, let's try and just give him 65. I mean, that's more than, say, Declan Rice, but let's just start there, folks. Edit wages, I've just nearly given him 3 million. Not sure they're happy about this. 65, let's see what he says. Happy with that? Perfect. So everyone's happy. So we've got two fantastic young players. Of course, Martial was someone I was interested. Daka, Sheik, and of course Zuma was one that I wanted. I think at the moment probably a centre back isn't what we need. And Victor Osimhen was another one as a young striker, but we haven't sold Harry Kane. And I probably might just end up seeing how the next few hours go. Let's just see if we get one more. Let's see if we get Harry Kane. Is anyone coming in for Harry Kane? Doesn't look like it, so we'll just go back to transfers, go back to office. We've got 110 million. I think now would be a good time to probably go for Umtiti. So a good centre back. That'll give us some really good centre backs to have. So Umtiti, let's put him in there. 27 years old, so if he can get him on a 5-year deal at least, I think that'll really help us. So 16.5 million. I think if we try for about 16, I think we'll get him. And again, a really good player. We've already got Ansu Fati. Philip Coutinho could be one that we could possibly explore, but we'll just go for Samuel Umtiti. 19.3. I'm going to try and go in for, say, 16 or 16.5. So I just hope this episode doesn't get striked. They're happy with it. That's fantastic. We've managed to get a deal, and we've got a good core of players that I think will help the squad. So let's negotiate. Let's see what we get. But I'm very happy. As I said, if I was Newcastle, what I'd end up doing is getting, first sign would be Declan Rice. Maybe try and get Callum Hudson-Odoi. See if we can get Coutinho. See if we can get him down as rotation. I'm not sure that's going to quite work. Fair enough, important. So get Coutinho. There's a couple of players that are nearing the end of their contracts, but before that I'd probably go for Koulibaly as a centre back. maybe Lenglet from Barcelona, and then, as I was saying, a few players out of contract that they could possibly try and go for would be Pogba out of contract, Kylian Mbappe. I mean, usually give him £1 million a week and on a 2-3 year contract. That would still be less than what they'd actually end up paying for him for a fee. Of course, I mean, if someone's set on joining, say, Real Madrid or wants to at PSG, there's nothing you can do, but at least that's a conversation to be had. But we've got our players. Unfortunately, we couldn't sell Kane, so we'll just continue with that. But I think that's been a fantastic set of players for deadline day signings. Let me know what you think. We'll end the episode here just so that we've done transfer deadline day. Let me know what you think. Your squad monthly report. So let's just have a quick look for that. Transfer window has closed. There's a couple of players. This is probably our youth club, etc. So we'll probably check them out afterwards. But as you can see, just go back to the squad quickly. We're currently in 8th position, but I think now we've got a much stronger bench by having the following 3 players coming: Hudson-Odoi, Rice, and Umtiti. Of course, Umtiti, Rice will probably be first teamers, and Hudson-Odoi will probably be as a substitute. So I think we've got a really good set of players that will, of course, really help in terms of what we're trying to do. So very happy with that squad. Declan Rice can fit right in that midfield, but of course if Ali and Lo Celso need a rest, then you've got Winks and you've got Declan Rice. And the good thing is we've got a good set of core group of English players as well. 4 or 5 of them in the team. I think that's very important for every country to have some players from their national side in the team. So very happy with that. So we'll end the episode. Let me know what you think of transfer deadline day. And if there's anyone else you probably would have thought that we could have signed. However, unfortunately, we didn't get to sell Harry Kane, but I'm sure we'll have another opportunity to do so. But remember, we're changing the game and taking over.